How's it going, everyone? And welcome to another episode of Jesse Talks Metal. I'm Jesse Rue Morgan from Mauled to the Marrow and other various metal projects. What I'd like to talk to you today about is something that I've seen all over Facebook, all over YouTube, and any other kind of metal chat room, or any place really where metalheads get together and talk about metal. And, that is the hate between fans of metal subgenres. It starts as a simple status update, or it starts as a simple just waltz into a chat room and seeing people talk about their favorite bands or groups and subgenres and, different things of such nature. And it just got me thinking, why? Why do people do it? Why do they feel the need to rip on each other and put each other down and try to be just so offensive when it comes to judging people based on their taste and preference for metal and the genres? A couple of the reasons I could think of, the reasoning for hating on it is it's false metal, or it's not brutal enough, or it's not manly enough, or it's too gay, or it's too mainstream. And, all these reasons just seem to be very discriminatory and biased and kind of stereotypical too. I mean, what is false metal? It sounds like it's fake metal or not real metal. Well, what makes metal real or not real? That can be like an hour-long discussion in itself. And so what if certain genres aren't brutal enough for you? Then go find another band that's more brutal or what have you. And then there's this whole not manly enough or too gay sounding. First of all, that's kind of offensive in itself. Too gay? What do you mean metal being too gay? When I hear these references to something being too gay, I normally hear things like Blood on the Dance Floor, or like metalcore, screamo type of bands when people refer to them being too gay. And who said that gay people can't be in metal? Where was that rule made up? Since when does somebody's sexual preference matter when it comes to music? You're making music for the sake of art and pleasing the ear. Since when did someone's preference for male or female come into play there? Kind of an odd statement to make when it comes to music. What we should actually be judging music on is its talent and how well received it is, or how successful the band is itself based on how many fans and how much money they've made and how well known they are. And that's the only reason I think metal should be judged, or any music should be judged, is based on the talent and success of said band. And for people to go around bashing others and putting people down for their preferences is a little, it's not even high school. I would like to think at least that some high schoolers have a higher mentality than that. It's preschool. It's preschool to judge others and put them down based on their preferences in life, whether it be metal, whether it be colors, whether it be TV shows, whatever. That's the problem with opinions. Everyone has one, and as they say, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. And, move on. If you don't like it, go to something you do like. I mean, it's way, way too easy to stumble upon something and instantly verbal diarrhea your opinion all over it and just cut it up. Why don't you grow a pair and man up a bit, since you're all about manning up and being more manly, and actually do the adult thing. If you don't like it, don't comment, don't get involved in that thread when people are enjoying themselves and talking amongst themselves and sharing ideas and opinions on something they like. Go to something you like. Why waste your time on stuff you don't like? I don't get it. Like, why? I mean, and it brings me back to the purpose of metal. I mean, the reason why it's being made is it's to send a message. It's a form of healthy rebellion against the things in society that we don't like, and the different things in the government that's pissing us off, or our social anxieties and, you know, angst and frustrations that happen. And it's a way to vent. Why take a shit on something that helps people vent and become calmer and more rational, reasonable people? Like, it's counterproductive. And I would like to think that we as metalheads are just a bit above the curve and in intelligence, because, you know, classical music was just at the very, very bottom of that route. Like, classic music, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have metal and all the types of amazing subgenres we have today without classical music. And classical musicians, geniuses like Bach and Beethoven and, you know, all those other guys that I actually don't know too much about, so I'm not going to delve into that right now. But, you know, as metalheads, you would assume that we're, you know, a little bit more intelligent than that. So let's try to take the high road, you know. And the bigger dividing subgenres I've found are black metal, death metal, and then there's the core stuff, the metalcore, deathcore, screamo genres. The black metal artists tend to be as what they call cult as possible, and they try to stay as true to the Norwegian black metal sound, and anything that isn't, you know, old school Scandinavian, Norwegian, Sweden black metal isn't like true black metal or cult enough. And they are very, at least from my experience on YouTube and Facebook and other places, are very harsh when it comes to their peer black metal artists and friends, and they are very cutthroat when it comes to their opinions and elitism and better than you type attitudes. Same with the death metal people when it comes to deathcore. The core and death metal people are they butt heads so much, and what I hear a lot from the death metal people are it's just those comments again. It's too gay. It's too mainstream. It's only trying to please the mainstream masses of people that wouldn't normally like metal, and it's, you know, like, why even waste your time trying to convince people of this? It's music. It's just meant to bang your head to, enjoy, listen to, and make you feel better. It's a way to vent, and if people want to vent by listening to breakdowns and a bunch of open note chugs, so be it. Let them enjoy it. Let them listen to it. Who's it harming? You know, if you're a big fan of Darwinism and you think that it'll just take care of itself and the stupid people are only going to listen to deathcore or anything with whatever your argument is there, then just let it happen. Why get your head up these people's asses and tell them how, you know, shitty they are for listening to a subgenre that you don't like because of blah 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 reason? Why? What's the point? You're only making yourself look like a dick and not as mature as what us metalheads really should be. So, you know, think about it. Think about it before you start taking a dump over someone's thread about the music they love. You know, and just stop being these elitist, guru, cult people. Listen to what you want to listen to. Don't bug people while you're doing it. It doesn't help anyone. It's not productive. You know, like, just end this subgenre war. It's gone on for too long. Two people are getting unnecessarily hurt by it. You're not looking cool. You're not helping prove any point if you even have one. There's so many subgenres of metal that there's something for everyone, and you can enjoy it in your own corner of the woods, if you know what I mean. Like, YouTube is the worst for it. Like, you go to any video and you have people talking about, why do they growl so much? Why is it gutturally? Why do they sound like a frog? Why do they sound like someone farting into a tin can and recording it? Once again, at that point, it's no longer vocals. It's more of just another instrument to help with the feeling of the music. It's not about what they're saying anymore. And if you're interested in what they're saying, read the lyric booklet. Easy. These mainstream people are probably why metalheads get their dander up so much about deathcore and all these kind of really, really popular styles of metal these days, is because we have these mainstream people coming in and talking their trash, which only kind of, you know, pokes the flame a bit and gets us metalheads worked up. And I understand why some of us would want to just like come in there and, you know, go all keyboard warrior on these people, but don't. Be better than that. Show them we're not just dumb metalheads that listen to growly, untalented music, because there is talent in it. Not all, you know, not all black metal fans are cultists or like true black metal-y dudes that can only listen to certain things. There's wide open minded musicians there that will listen to black metal, deathcore, all of that. For example, myself, I'm wearing a Slam hat, and I'm wearing, this is Death Valley's She Rots and She Rots Into the Fucking Ground shirt. They're a local band, they're deathcore, and they're awesome. I love them, they're amazing. I've been listening to them for like 5 years now. But then I'm also wearing a Screamo / emo hoodie. It's Ramona. And I'm also wearing, I don't know if you can see it, an Insane Clown Posse Hatchet Man belt buckle. You know, it doesn't matter what you listen to. If you enjoy it, cool. But don't tear someone a new asshole because they don't enjoy the exact same thing as them. End the subgenre war, my friends. Now before I end this video, I want to also mention that my wife and I are going to be working on a project together called Crystophalia. We've got some artwork right now that we're trying to get colored in Photoshop, potentially by someone who can do it for free as long as we do some promo work for them, which I don't mind, because at the end of all of my Jesse Talks Metal episodes, I do like to do some free promotions and get people's name out there and hook all of us up so that we can get to where we need to be that much quicker. And, you know, in reference to that, he goes by the Art of Kating Egepe. And I'm sorry, sir, if I pronounced that wrong. Once again, that's the Art of Kating Egepe. His email is kahafidwayudi@gmail.com. I'll have the link up, so don't worry. You can click on it and check it out. If you need any artwork done, he gets, he does amazing stuff. I checked out his Facebook page. He's the guy that's potentially going to be doing the Photoshop coloring for my wife and my side project, Crystophalia. As well, I was also led to this other guy by Darren Palmer of Slamophiliac. He goes by Tony McBeard on Facebook, and he's of Brutal Disorder Logos. If you have any inquiries about artwork or logos, email him at deicide6funder@yahoo.com. And there's a couple other guys that I'm going to give a shout out to in later videos for artwork and logos and stuff like that. But those two guys, Kating Egepe, I'd like to give a shout out to, just because he's given me, a little bit of a break, money-wise, for my wife and my project. And Tony McBeard of Brutal Brutal Disorder logos, sorry, as well, because according to Darren Palmer, you're the best in the business, bud, if you're watching. And for merchandise and for CDs, you know, brutal death metal, slam, potentially black metal and death metal as well, you can go to Kevin Jenkins of Just Slam It at www.justslamit.bigcartel.com. And as always, I'm always going to promote this guy, Craig Newman of CDN Records. He's probably still having that buy 3 get 2 free CD sale at his cdnrecords.com site. So if you want to go check that out, see what he's got in stock, be my guest. And finally, Brutal Gear. They have a lot of really cool stuff that perhaps maybe CDN Records or Just Slam It might not have. I don't know, they might have the similar stuff, but they might have 1 or 2 different things that you want to check out and make sure you know, get that nice big list of slam and brutal death metal, etc. that you might be looking for. And once again, that's at Brutal Gear, and that's brutal-gear.com. And check them out, get your supplies there. I hope everyone's had you know, a good amount of time to think over what I've said here, and just hopefully it'll reach the people that it needs to reach, and you'll realize that this subgenre war is just unnecessary. We're all metal brothers. You and I, my friend, and the rest of you that are watching. We're united by the horns, and we shouldn't tear each other apart internally. You know, take that anger out productively. Like, I got super pissed off last night, and I, you know, came up with a few titles for my new project that I'm starting. It's kind of a slam and death metal-y version of a Hollywood Undead type project. We're calling it The Urge to Kill at the moment, and we're going to be slowly but surely working on an EP. We've got a couple people involved right now. We're looking for a bassist and, you know, a bassist, potentially a keyboard guy, maybe a drummer, a live drummer if we can't get a hold of anyone. So if that's, you know, your thing and you might be interested in a kind of a really heavy Hollywood Undead project, then hit me up, let me know. But once again, those links and promos are the Art of Kating Egepe, and I'm going to have the email up there. Tony McBeard of Brutal Disorder Logos, Kevin Jenkins from Just Slam It, I want to give a shout out to him at justslamit.bigcartel.com, Craig Newman of cdnrecords.com, and Brutal Gear, brutal-gear.com. Anywho, this has been another episode of Jesse Talks Metal. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Stay sick.